How's it going, dudes and dudettes? Welcome to Satisfactory. I don't have any audio in Satisfactory game, so you're stuck listening to my voice. I'm just doing a oil factory tour today. So I beat the game. There's nothing left for me to do in the game, except now I'm just trying to make things a little bit more efficient and a little bit more pretty. Nothing like other videos you see online with all the mods. I don't have mods. My buildings are all square. It's ugly. It's nowhere close to what other people are doing. My trains are not automated. I only have one train, one track. I do have three stations working into doing another train. But today, anyway, we're just going to do this factory. Now, this factory here, it used to be disgusting. It used to be super disgusting. The spaghetti's everywhere. It was super non-efficient. I was constantly babying the operation because these goddamn tanks, the silica or the aluminum solution and the heavy oil residue, I was constantly babysitting them. And if I wasn't here to babysit the tanks because they kept getting full and they weren't being utilized in anything else, well, the whole operation stopped and I didn't have any plastic. Got full of plastic. Actually, full of plastic in here. I got full of plastic in here. We're going to go over the whole factory real nice and quick just to show you guys what I've done and how I got it to be so clean. So this, I do have my crude oil out there. I only have the one crude oil extractor. All the conveyors, it's not pretty. It's still spaghetti, but I made it clean up top here, and that's what matters to me. So this one here does my fuel and my polymer resin. This one here does my plastic and heavy oil residue, rubber and heavy oil residue. I've got two doing aluminum solution and silica. And again, aluminum solution and silica. The reason for this is because I needed more silica to be able to do the aluminum sheets and aluminum casings. So my aluminum solution tank used to be constantly full. It is empty. It's not empty because the operation is not running. It is empty because we're going to get to that. The heavy oil residue, again, it's never been full. It will never be full. We'll get to that. I got storage for rubber, dimensional depots. So I kind of made it a little bit cleaner, like where it is now. Now I just stack them above, and it does a little bit, like it makes it a little bit cleaner just to have the stacker going right above rather than a conveyor like that or down below, which is where all my stuff is. So plastic, that's my polymer resin. So my polymer resin, originally I was running out of plastic. I was always short on plastic. And then I was using, start of game, I was using regular fuel for my jetpack and my trucks or vehicles and generators. No, actually I use turbo fuel now. So anyway, the polymer resin, I figured out that you can use the polymer resin to do plastic. So therefore, this refinery uses my polymer resin with water, which I already had water coming in, to make plastic. So I've got two full operations making plastic. So that's my fuel operation. Actually, fuel is in here. I stopped using fuel for myself and I went to turbo fuel. So I've got turbo fuel and my compacted coal, which compacted coal is coming from this operation here. Coal and sulfur. So now I've got my turbo fuel. We're just going to go operation by operation rather than just being all over the place. And then my turbo fuel is being in here, put in here, and it also is being packaged in here for packaged turbo fuel. I do keep a storage full of packaged turbo fuel, but as you can see, I'm using ionized fuel now, which is called rocket fuel, which is just a temporary operation that I have right there. We'll get to that one in 1 minute as well. So the reason why, so let's go to this one. This is plastic. So my polymer resin and my water do plastic. Plastic goes into this storage, but this storage stays empty because that one there under the subfloor is feeding this operation here. So now that this is full, it's probably going to start, but I have to, what's slowing you down right now? Plastic is full. So because the plastic and the rubber is fuel, the operation is completely stopped. We don't need this thing with this. So the reason why this is not creating any polymer resin is because the fuel tank's full. So if I drain the, just this buffer, I'll drain that, it'll start producing that again, which means it's going to come back in here and it's going to start producing plastic again. Which in sense, it's going to just come in here. It just flew right by. So now that this is full, it's just going to start filling the conveyor. You know how it works. All right, so that's my dimensional depot for my rubber, which is full. My alumina solution tank goes into this one for alumina solution and coal, which makes your aluminum scrap and then residue water. Water was a big problem for me. I didn't have any use for water, so I had like 6 fluid buffers. No, that's not right. I think half of that. I had 3 fluid buffers constantly being filled, constantly didn't have any use for it. Now, always empty. Why are they always empty? Is because now everything is being packaged. So I've got my plastic coming in here. Now you can see the conveyor is full. I got my plastic coming in here in my dimensional depot into a empty, it's making the empty canisters. The empty canisters are being split into 4. This one packages my heavy oil residue. So that's why that tank's empty. This one packages my alumina solution. That tank's empty. As soon as it's full, it automatically makes the package and away it goes. That's my turbo fuel. And here is my packaged water. All of these outputs, as you can see, as you're going to see below, are being connected automatically to this storage here, which automatically goes into a sink. So everything, all the fluid buffers, if you have any issues with your tanks, I'm keeping this one though. If you have any issues with your tanks always being full, always having an issue with babysitting the operation, draining the tanks, draining the lines, package it all. Get rid of it, just package it. All right, so that pretty much concludes the entire oil operation. That's my silica. So then it transfers all the way over here where we're going to have our aluminum ingots and copper ingots, because you need these two to be able to do the alclad aluminum. It's not aluminium, it's aluminum sheets, as for the Europeans would say. Buddies in the UK always bug me about it. That's just another sink, right? Yeah, it's just another sink. That sink there is for the scrap, actually. Yep. Storage for aluminum sheets. And then I've got storage for the aluminum casings. The aluminum, that's the sheets. That's the ingots. And then it also goes down below to dimensional depots, which are amazing, by the way. Absolutely amazing. This one does your casings. That does your sheets. And I've got crystal oscillators being done here with storage. And modular frames and storage. I don't know why I had modular frames here. I'm not sure. So in turn, because I needed the copper in here to be able to do the alclad aluminum sheets, I have this whole iron, copper, coal operation going on here as well. Look how clean it is. Minus the power poles. Look how clean, boys and girls. Not one pipe, not one conveyor in the way. We're doing steel ingots in here for pipes and beams. Pipes and beams are just going into storage, I believe. Yep, they're not going anywhere else. So pipes and beams are being done for just storage for myself. Again, that was like mid-game kind of thing where you constantly need resources. Iron ingots are being done in here for iron rods and iron plates. Iron plates are just going to storage. Nope, iron plates are going in there. Rods are making screws right here. Iron rod. You're making the screws. Screws are going into storage. Plates and screws are doing reinforced iron plates. Reinforced iron plates are coming into here, which are in turn going to come into here with more iron rods, which are going to be these guys right here. There's your iron rods that are going into there to do the reinforced plates back there. Over here, we've got wire, and we've got copper sheets. Sheets are going into storage, into dimensional depots. And the wire and the cable are actually coming. Actually, that's plastic. Plastic and copper are doing circuit boards. And then circuit boards are needed for computers. So circuit boards, cables, and plastic for one computer, which is, again, going into storage and dimensional storage as well. No space left. That's the top. That's the main floor. It took me a full day, and I'm not even joking. It took me a 12-hour day to rebuild this entire facility. I'm in the process of rebuilding all my facilities. I'm doing it like in a sense a little bit smarter for smaller facilities. I'm doing like one piece of production at a time. This one here, I'll share screenshots at the end. I completely gutted. I removed absolutely everything from one side. So everything on the oil side, not including like the copper, the ore, and all that, I removed like where the wall is. I removed this entire operation, rebuilt it with the subfloor, and then I did the same thing with that guy. Let's go have a look at the subfloor. There is a door this way. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot going on in there. There is a lot going on in there. I tried to keep it clean and pretty. It's probably not to everybody's par and standards, but it's clean and pretty. I mean, it's clean and pretty. It's not clean and pretty. I'm not gonna lie. It's not clean and pretty. But the pipes, no problem there. All the pipes. I don't need any pumps for any of the pipes. Everything I can to get out of the way, I would put in the ceiling. Same with all these pipes. So originally, the like the heavy oil residue, I would have it like stacked fluid buffers, and I would constantly need pumps. Pumps would constantly be pumping the fluid up. I never understood fluid in this game because I would constantly always be needing pipes. These are my packagers, by the way, going into the sink or storage and then into the sink. But now that I've changed this entire facility to everything being in the subfloor, I haven't needed one pump. There's not one pump. And there might be one actually outside on the actual oil rig. But besides that, there you go, boys and girls. Look at all this operation down here below. Now, the only reason I put these dimensional depots down here is because I did not have the room up above. Same with that one. It's so much cleaner. It's different height floors. I did build the fuel generators on. I'm learning, okay? I'm learning to make things a lot prettier than what they used to be. So, I mean, I may remove all these because I don't need them. I'm producing, where's the power pole? I'm producing 31,000 megawatts, and that's no nuclear power. And I'm only using 8,000 megawatts, 9,000 megawatts. So I could afford losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 generators. Or these are the generators. I can afford to lose these 5, and they're only running on regular fuel. I have 10. Holy fuck, I have more than 10. But I know I have 10 in my other facility that are running on turbo fuel, which are way better. So yeah, let's I just want to go show you outside. This is where the copper and the iron comes in. I mean, it's a little bit of a mess, but it's a little bit of an organized mess, and you don't see the mess above. That's the most important thing, is you don't see the mess above. Now, this, I honestly have 458 hours in game, and I just discovered that you can change the build mode to straight. I'm not even lying. I just discovered that. I didn't know about that. Same with building the foundations. I didn't know that you could do zoop. Zoop. I built everything in my game on default. I didn't know you can change it to zoop or vertical. Did not know that. So, I mean, give me a little bit of credit, guys. Just a little bit of credit. Just a little bit. All right, so let's just go outside real quick. Did I close that hole? I did not close that hole. There's a reason there's a hole there, is because I don't want the power pole or the cable just to run through the wall. I want to actually have like connectors on the wall, but I never got around to it. So this one here does the rocket fuel. So the rocket fuel, you need a turbo fuel. Turbo fuel mixed with nitric acid, which I already had in this blender here. I was doing iron plates. No, actually just nitric acid. But this one here, originally I was doing fused modular frames or cooling system. I started with cooling systems. But yeah, doing nitric. If you want the ionized rocket fuel, you need nitric acid. Nitric acid mixes with your turbo fuel, and then in turn makes the rocket fuel and the compacted coal, which I have 61 of. So the only reason why I built all this is to have one. I wanted one. I had the pipes. The pipe was running from this, the packager. No, actually I didn't. I personally did the fluid tanks. I personally brought the fluid tanks here. I grabbed 2 of them, and I grabbed them in my storage. And that's it. That's the only thing I ever wanted. And if you want to know why, I've also uploaded a video called the duplication glitch, which I recommend you go ahead and watch it. And that glitch allows you to duplicate absolutely anything in the game. So I just created 2 turbo fuel or ionized packaged ionized fuel. and then I just duplicate it, so I had like all the fuel that I wanted, which is super amazing. So there you have it, boys and girls. That is my oil slash plastic slash aluminum operation. I'd love to go straight home, but my main portal is not connected to power, so I'm just gonna fly back home. So hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord server, and I'll see you boys and girls in the next video.